A very good morning to all of you. Myself, Dr. Preeti Yadav. I am working as Assistant Professor of Physics in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurugram. I am from Applied Science Department. Today, I will discuss angular momentum about a point of a rigid body in planar motion from Unit 3 and the lecture number 9. First of all, what is angular momentum? Angular momentum measure the momentum of a body in rotational motion. Angular momentum is also called moment of momentum or rotational momentum. The angular momentum of a rigid body is conserved. Hence, a spinning sphere will continue to spin unless when an external force is applied on that body. Changes in angular momentum are equivalent to torque. Angular momentum of a system of particles is the sum of angular momenta of the individual particles. For a rigid body rotated around an axis of symmetry, the angular momentum can be expressed as the product of moment of inertia and the angular velocity. In case angular momentum in case of rotation, that is equal to product of moment of inertia and the angular velocity omega. And for linear motion, L means angular momentum can be expressed as L is equal to movement of momentum. Here momentum is linear momentum. And R cross P, and we know that linear momentum is equal to mv. Therefore, R cross mv or mvr. This is the angular momentum due to rotational motion, and this is also angular momentum due to linear motion, due to translation motion, and that is equal to L is equal to mvr. Now the topic of today's lecture is angular momentum of a rigid body, both rotating and translating or planar motion. Here consider a rigid body or object of mass m translating with the speed vcm, because here dot cm is represent the center of mass of the body, and what is center of mass? Where whole mass is concentrated at a point, and rotating with angular velocity omega about an axis that passes through its center of mass. Here passes through this axis, passes through a center of mass. The motion of the object is contained. The motion of the object is contained in xy plane, and the axis of rotation along this is z axis, and this is the axis of rotation along z axis. Let q be the point where we have to find angular momentum of the object with respect to center of mass cm, and therefore the position of the center of mass of the object with respect to point q is rq with respect to q, and the position of center mass rqcm. Now the angular momentum about a point q is, we know that ilq means, which is the sum of the linear motion as well as spinning motion. Spinning, due to linear motion, linear momentum is equal to mvr, and due to spinning or due to rotational motion, L is equal to I omega. Hence, here due to linear motion, the RQCM means position vector center mass with respect to Q into M. VCM is the translating velocity, is the body translate as well as rotate, plus ICM moment of inertia, ICM, and omega is the angular velocity, where ICM is the moment of inertia of the object about its center of mass. In the above equation, in this equation, here this equation represents the angular momentum about the point Q of a point particle of mass m translating with speed. This angular momentum is due to translation motion of the electron with velocity, translating velocity VCM about a point q. And in second term ICM omega, it is due to the rotational motion of the particle, and it is the angular momentum associated with the rotational motion of the object about an axis passing through its center of mass. Now these are the two angular momentum due to translation motion, and this angular momentum due to spinning motion or the rotational motion of the object about an axis. Now derive the relation for angular momentum of at a point due to planar motion or due to both rotation and translation motion. Let us consider a rigid body translating and rotating. We do the direction for an object consisting of two parts. We consider an object that consists two particles whose masses m1 and m2 connected by a rod. There are two particles whose mass m1 and m2 connected by a rod, and center of mass is here represented by center of mass, and like these two particles lie in the xy plane and rotate with angular velocity omega and translate with translating velocity vcm with respect to center of mass, and the object translates with the speed vcm and rotates with angular speed omega about an axis passing through its center of mass and perpendicular to the xy plane. This is now connect these particles to a point q where we have to find the angular momentum of due to these two particles. Here for particle 1 whose mass m1, this is the position vector with respect to q, and for m2 rq2 is the position vector of particle 2 whose mass m2 with respect to point q, and this is the center of mass represented by cm. The angular momentum of the object about a given point is the sum of the angular momentum due to this particle and due to this particle. And because the rod has negligible mass, then LQ due to linear translation motion, LQ1 angular momentum of particle M with due to at point Q plus LQ2 angular momentum of particle 2 whose mass M2, and put the value of LQ1 because LQ is the R cross MV. Therefore, LQ is equal to RQ1 position vector into mass M1, and the velocities of particle of particle 1 is V1 plus RQ2 position vector of particle 2 with respect to Q is RQ2 into mass M2 and the velocity V2. This is equation 1. These are the position and velocity vector of the particle. This is only linear motion. Now find out the value of RQ1 and RQ2 with respect to center of mass. In this diagram, this is the RQCM is the position vector of center of mass with respect to point Q. Here we only express for particle 1 whose mass m1, and this is RQ1 position of particle 1 with respect to Q. Then RQ1, here RQ1 which is equal to RQCM and RCM1 is this is the position of particle m1 with respect to center of mass. Therefore RQ1 is equal to RQCM and RCM1 here. RQCM plus RCM1. Similarly, if we draw a line here, then RQ2 is equal to RQCM plus RCM2. This is the position vector of particle 2 with respect to center of mass. Therefore, RQ1 is equal to RQCM plus RCM1 position vector of particle 1 with respect to center of mass. Similarly, rq2 is equal to position vector of center of mass with respect to q plus position of second particle with respect to center of mass. Here RQCM is the position of the center of mass measured from point Q, and R center CM1 and RCM2 are the particle position measured from a coordinate system with origin at the center of mass of the object. Here is this. Only the position vector of particle 1 with respect to point Q is RQ1, and with respect to center of mass RCM are shown. Now, for velocity, taking the derivative of position vector with respect to time, now v1 is the velocity of particle 1 here, that is equal to vcm, velocity at point center of mass, plus vcm 1 particle of 1 with respect to center of mass, v2 position of velocity of particle 2 is equal to vcm plus vcm 2. This is equation 4 and 5. Now, here VCM1 or VCM2 are the velocity of the particle with respect to center. Now, using equation 2 to 5, 2, 3, 4, 5 in equation 1. Here, put the value of RQ1, RQ2, V1 and V2. All these equations put in equation 1, then we get LQ, because here LQ is equal to I21, because here we used only 2 particles, therefore the I varies from 1 to 2. RQI into MIVI, because we know that the angular momentum is RMV, and the value of RQI means RQ1 here. Here RQI means I is only varies, therefore RQI is equal to RQ center, which is same, plus RCM here 1, here 2, therefore we used here I. RQCM plus RCM into RCM I into mass also varies, MI, and the velocity of air VCM is same, plus VCM is here 1, is here 2, therefore there is a change, therefore we used here I, and I varies 1 to 2. Sigma is to indicate the sum of each of the physical quantities, for example for mass, position and the velocity corresponding to the particles 1 and 2. After doing the multiplication, we get 4 terms. Multiply these terms, we get 1 terms, multiply this, multiplies this, VCMI multiply by this and this. There we get 4 terms, and these terms are MI, RQ, CM, position vector of point with respect to center mass, into VCM plus I12 MI RQ CM into VCMI CM dot I, no, so CMI plus I12 MI RCMI into VCM plus I12 MI RCMI into VCMI. Here in this equation, RQCM does not depend on I, also VCM does not depend on I, and RCM here RQCM and RCM does not depend on I subscripts, and they can be taken from outside the summation. Now first is angular momentum due to orbital component, means due to translation motion. The first term in equation 6 represents the orbital component, and by taking the position and velocity vectors of the center of mass outside the summation, because RQCM does not depend on I and VCM also does not depend on I, then the first term becomes MI RQ CM into VCM. This is the first term. I want to mi, only mi varies, rqscm on into cm, and we take m total mass of the object, that is equal to m1 plus m2. Therefore, here we don't use summation, and rqcm into vcm. This is the angular momentum due to orbital component. This is LQ, orbital due to orbital motion of the object, that is equal to RQCM into MVCM. This represents the angular momentum with respect to point Q of a point particle of mass m moving with velocity VCM. Now the second component is spin component due to rotational motion, due to spinning motion of the particle about an axis. In equation 6, the last term represents the equation 6, the quantity inside the sum mr cm vcmi represent the angular momentum of particle I about the center of mass. For an observer at the center of mass, the particle I, here we used I is used for particle. For one used I is equal to 1, and for second particle I is used 2. Is spinning about the axis passing through its center of mass. Because we are considering the axis does not change direction during the object motion, then this term is 1 that we have already obtained in the case of fixed axis, that is equal to mi rcmi. Here last term mi is rcmi into vcmi. Therefore, that represents the due to spinning motion, the angular momentum is I omega, and here ICM, moment of inertia. I is a moment of inertia with respect to center of mass, and omega is angular velocity. We know that V is equal to R omega, the relation between linear velocity and angular velocity. And here mr into put V is equal to R omega, that is equal to mr square omega, mr square omega. And we know that mr square is equal to I, moment of inertia. Therefore, this term becomes I, center of mass, with angular velocity omega. This represents the angular momentum due to spinning motion due to rotation of the particles. Then the spin component LCM, angular momentum due to spinning, that is equal to ICM omega. And the second and the third term in equation are 0, because we know that the position vector of center of mass, if we consider with respect to ground, that is equal to m1r1 plus m2r2 plus m3r3 up to mnrn. Here m a total mass doesn't change, m and rq is about a point q with respect to ground, that is equal to, if we found the position vector rcm with respect to center of mass, rcm's position of center of mass with respect to center of mass, here we replace g by center of mass, another point, that is equal to, replace g by center of mass mrq cm upon m. And if we found the value of position vector center of mass with respect to center of this equal to 0, therefore this term is equal to 0. In the second term rqcm, this is equal to 0, and also this equal to 0. Therefore, the second and third term in equation 6 are equal to 0, or we get only angular momentum due to orbital motion and angular momentum due to spinning motion. This is all about today's lecture, and the important portion of this lecture is find the value of angular momentum due to of a rigid body for translation and rotational, and angular momentum of a rigid body about a point for a planar motion. Thank you.